AutoVisit is a powerful tool to automate your workflow by linking orders and exam profiles to specific problems. So I'm going to go to the Visit tab of this patient I've selected. I've got 3 different problems. Each problem has a different AutoVisit library associated with it. So I click on the AutoVisit button, and that opens up all of the things that I have previously done that are related to this problem. If I move on to hyperlipidemia, I can see a different set altogether. So it takes all of my procedures, my labs, my handouts, my instructions, my imaging orders, and even my exam profiles that I do that are related to a problem, and it brings them all together in one window so that you don't have to go hunting around to find them. It really makes the process a lot simpler, and less clicks is better. So opening up AutoVisit here for diabetes, you can see all of the different orders and things that I've associated with diabetes. So it's a self-learning tool. And typically one member in the practice is going to be designated as the AutoVisit trainer. And that means that the system is watching what you do as you address problems, and it will automatically add those things to the library so it grows over time. Now, obviously I can check on an item and that will pull it in. So I want to do a Pneumovax for diabetes. I just simply select it. But if it's not here, I can also open up my encounter form by clicking on the CPT button. That opens up my user-defined CPT form. The same with labs. I can click on that. It opens up my user-defined lab form. So all of the sections here have a related user-defined form. So if I don't see the checkbox that I'm looking for here, I can open up that form and find it that way. Now, setting up AutoVisit. There's 2 ways to set up AutoVisit. You can link AutoVisit to a diagnosis category, which is by far the way we recommend doing it, or you can link to a specific problem. The reason why we recommend doing it to a diagnosis category is because with the advent of ICD-10, for example, diabetes, there are hundreds of diabetes codes. And you don't want to have to go through the time of doing all the things you regularly would consider doing for diabetes and linking them or creating a separate library for each of those codes. So you can have all of the diabetes codes are actually in a family or a category, and it's based on the first 3 digits of the ICD-10 code. So the way we recommend using AutoVisit is to do it by category. There are some times where you may want to do an exception to that, and the system will allow you to build an AutoVisit library based on a specific code. But we recommend you do that sparingly. So if I click on my Setup button, I have the option to edit the library for this category, which is diabetes management, or I can edit the library for this specific code. Again, we don't want to do the code often. For the most part, you want to do things by diagnosis category. So I'll go ahead and click on that, and that opens up my library for this category. So it tells me I'm working with a diagnosis category. And from here in my AutoVisit library, it actually allows me to select an HPI documenter as well as a profile that is linked to this family of problems. I have all of the items here that I have previously done that are linked to this family of problems. If I want to add a new one, I simply click Add Item. And then the first thing I have to do is I have to say, what type of data am I adding? Am I adding a profile, a procedure, a lab, an imaging order, referral, instructions, a handout, et cetera, et cetera. So you pick the one that you want to add, and then the code field underneath it will automatically be populated with the appropriate table, and then you just simply pick the one that you want. Now you can say whether or not this applies to everybody or just to nurses or just to nurse practitioners or physician's assistants or just to physicians. You can say whether it applies to the whole practice or just a specific provider. Also, this checkbox here for recommended or routine That's used if more often than not you're going to do this lab, and all that does is that it will place it in your lab's section here, but it will automatically be checked when you open it. So again, if there are things that you like, a profile is automatically going to be checked. So things that you routinely do, you want them to be checked by default, again, to save you clicks. So having built my AutoVisit, and again, it's self-learning, so it will build itself, but having done that, every time I select a problem, in this case, because this is a category, any problem that I select that's in that category, I'm automatically going to get this AutoVisit associated with it. Now, you can have AutoVisit open up automatically when I select a problem. It will automatically open up AutoVisit, or you can have it not open this window automatically, and in which case you'd have to actually click on it to open it, whatever your preference. If you want to make a change to that setup and how it's set up by default, just contact support and they'll be happy to take care of that for you.